Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is James Bush from Bush Counseling Services. I am one half of Bush Counseling Services. And you have entered once again the Random Ramble. This is October the 24th, 2018. So hold up, wait a minute. I'm about to make some game time adjustments because that's too shiny. Too shiny, too shiny, too shiny, too shiny. Bam! There we go. Better. All right. Again, you have entered the Random Realm. I am James Bush, therapist in the state of Tennessee, and one half of Bush Counseling Services. And tonight, my topic, as you can see in the description line, is why you shouldn't check your partner's phone. Interesting. I hope to get a lot of discussion on this one. And so, regardless if you agree with me or disagree with me, share your comments. Definitely interested to hear about this. I've already heard an array of topics, array of discussion on it so far. But before we get started, like, subscribe, share on whatever platform that I post this on. Pigeon it if you decide to as well. Or you could text Ramble to 31996. That's Ramble to 31996. And that is the way you can keep in contact with us. It's a text subscription. We're giving out alerts to live events, prizes, promotions, and also you can schedule your one-time free session with me. Well, 15 minutes that is, or so. Consultation we call it. So again, let's get into it. Why you shouldn't check your partner's phone. Now, these are from things that I've, again, not per se an opinion, but these are some things that I've just noticed because one of my jobs is that I work with a lot of individuals in criminal court. And so because of that, you get to hear people's stories. You see where they have, I don't want to say erred, or I don't want to call their errors, but where things kind of went downhill for them. And so things can escalate at a hair trigger just by just the most benign comment, the benign word, the benign thought. But even more is just phones or so, pictures, text messages or anything like that. Things that you see on text messages or so. These things can possibly have a very disastrous outcome. So I'm going to give you 3 things to look at. Okay. 1, why you shouldn't look at your partner's phone? Do you know what you're looking for? Exactly. Do you know what you're looking for ultimately? So you're looking through the phone or so, and then all of a sudden you see, if you're a guy, you see some other guy talking to your woman and he's saying hi, or he's waving back on a Facebook post or anything like that, or he's liking her picture or anything like that. And so you necessarily don't really have any context of what's going on, but you see that and you get enraged about the situation. And so by you being enraged about the situation, you possibly lead yourself to escalating it to something where it does not need to be. Lo and behold, 20 minutes later, the authorities are called and you're being asked to leave the house that quickly, instead of necessarily possibly having a conversation about it, but maybe that was something that you skipped over because, again, you interpreted a like or a friend request or a simple post by just escalating it and taking it to another situation that it didn't need to be. Now, again, all of this stuff is taken in context. And some of these things that I'm saying, they are based on actual stories that I have to some degree of witnessed. So that's one reason. Number 2, are you able to handle? Are you willing to deal with what you're about to possibly find? It's one of those things is that don't ask questions to what you don't want to really know the answer to. And sometimes, you go when you're looking, you're searching, you're finding things that, is there. Thank you for tuning in, Erica. Thank you for tuning in. And so sometimes those things are actually there waiting for you or so. It is just like, can you really handle that information? Do you really want to know? Do you want to know the details? Do you want to know who's doing what? I had a situation one time where a young lady, she found her man's phone and she was able to get in it, unlocked it, and she found some disturbing pictures or so. Well, lo and behold, because of these disturbing pictures, she committed some act, and it ended up landing her in jail for a period of time. Along with that came the other collateral damage. I mean, you have the things where she's possibly having to pay court attorney fees. She has to come see people like me for anger management. What's good, Nick, man? Appreciate you tuning in. What's going on this, Bob? Appreciate you tuning in. The thing is just you have to do so much because of a simple investigation, I call it. Looking into some things that maybe is not really worth it. Now, again, the relationship probably was in the toilet anyway. I mean, it's probably done. He was doing some things he shouldn't have been. She'd already knew it. She knew the signs. And so, I mean, granted, it was over with. But the fact is that her knowing the additional information or seeing what she did see about the situation, it put her in a state in mind where when she saw what she saw on that phone, she couldn't necessarily compute it or understand it. And so because of that, she lashed out. And pretty much it turned into that place where in fight or flight, and I'll explain it to you guys real quick. In fight or flight, what happens is the blood in the body, it pumps to the limbs and the legs or so, because again, it's like you're about to fight or you're about to run or so, anything like that. A lot of it doesn't pump to the brain. And so because it's not pumped in the brain, you're not making sound and rash decisions or anything like that. You're disturbed at that moment. So you're acting in your impulses or so, and you're doing things that you necessarily, if you were thinking about, you wouldn't do. So case in point, her seeing these images on a phone and these pictures or whatnot, it's not necessarily leading her to making sound decisions, rational decisions. And I get it. She's possibly mad or upset. But it leads me back to my title point. It's like why you shouldn't check your partner's phone. Because, again, are you ultimately ready to handle the information that you're about to uncover? Simple enough. And the last thing. Sometimes people tend to black out. Yeah, they black out when they find out certain information. It's like the brain, it's like it floods it because all the information that is being given to them at that point in time, they can't necessarily handle it. And because of that, they can do things that they shouldn't do in those moments. And so, lastly, why? Why would you go and subject yourself to a situation like that when it could possibly lead to a disastrous outcome? If this, it's bad. I mean, let's be real. From 9 times out of 10, when I'm talking to couples or anything, when they know that something is awry or something is off in their relationship, they already know it. They don't necessarily need additional evidence or anything like that. They know it. And what they do is that pretty much they go and they make their decisions based on that. Sometimes I guess they want the incriminating evidence. They want, I guess, the bloody glove or the knife or anything or so. But you have to think about what expense did that come to? What is it going to cost you in the end? Because a lot of times you don't necessarily know what you will do in those moments when you find out that said information. Or when you are with that person, how you will respond or how you will react when you have been emotionally hurt or pained in that moment. Last thing I want to leave you guys with is it's funny because when the body feels physical pain, it secretes a response. There's a response that happens in our body when somebody slaps us, when they hits us, when they punch us, when they do all these other type of things with us. But guess what? The body has a similar response when we are emotionally hurt as well too. So catch that. There's no difference that the body derives from being physically hurt or emotionally hurt in those moments. Hold up 1 minute. Nick said, comedian Corey Holker said, you had one phone that leave around, but you had that one with all the dirt on it, hid in the backyard in the old potatoes. Yeah, I listen to Corey a whole lot too. And I heard that, Nick. I'm serious though, but it's like, why? I mean, seriously. Do you really want to know those answers? That's all I'm getting to in my commentary this evening. Do you really want to know information? If it's that bad or if it's that serious, then you got a relationship issue much deeper than what that image can tell you. So that's all I'm going to do tonight. For more on this topic and topics like this, visit us at Bush Counseling Services. Thank you for tuning in, Lynn. Thank you for tuning in. Visit us at bushcounselingservices.com, or you can text Ramble to 31996. That's Ramble to 31996 for the latest on live events, promotions, as well as other information that we are putting out there. Also, too, you can schedule your 15-minute consultation with yours truly. You guys take it easy. And again, remember, there are consequences to when you go snooping for information that you're not prepared to do what you do. Charity, you messed me up at that end, but I appreciate it. Thank you.